We need a contact center that can deliver in 2 months as we will be independent from our mother company. We know that with on-premise, a lot of hardware dependency is at stake, so we're going cloud. We'd also like the ability to provide hybrid setup. We have a lot of agents still in the province and we cannot just remove that dynamic, as these people can work from anywhere given the right solution.
Good afternoon, everyone. Would like to thank you for the opportunity to provide an executive overview of our cloud contact center offering. Would like to acknowledge the presence of the insurance company's COO, CTO, IT manager, and head for contact center operations.
For faster time to market, press 2.
So what we have gathered is the insurance company would like to be independent from the main organization with a 60-day go-to-market strategy. We say GTM, not because this is a new business all throughout, but a new branding with more voice campaigns coming from 100 to 200 that you currently have to serve more automobile brands as your end users. This premise calls for minimal hardware dependency and should solve your current pain point of having to reach out to different implementation partners under different time zones. You know how hard that would be. And since the organization is starting anew, a solution provider is being called to work hand in hand with you to provide industry best practices. So with you today are individuals from Genesys and Trends and Technologies Incorporated to help you out. When it comes to the infrastructure required by a faster turnaround time versus your current on-premise setup, we leverage on AWS with network and security features built in to support the contact center operation. Genesys is very transparent to availability status and provides a public-facing status page, and this would benefit our operations and IT. The solution calls for a minimal hardware dependency. Trends would even propose an interim and final phase setup to make the 60-day go-live requirement, and that would be discussed in the other slides. Would like to emphasize on the fact that both Trends and Genesys has been in the industry for 3 decades. We understand that this is a quick deployment. Agents, operations, and administration will have a training plan unique to the insurance company alone. We talk about a weekly training that will be administered even prior to Genesys configuration, as Trends has a production setup that your organization can use. Of course, we'd like to ensure that there will be no knowledge gap as we go live bearing a new branding. So our partnership will play a big role in successful implementation. I know that there could be a lot of players in the customer experience market. But one thing we need to look at, just like the infrastructure is resilient, how about the strength in support and partnership to be provided by the partner? With the insurance company, with work hand in hand with the stakeholders, our audience today, to fulfill the business objectives provided the timeline required. Genesys and Trends, with 3 decades of expertise, will not only provide knowledge in the technical area, but also business, and would help you with your questions on how can we make better our current processes, our current flows, how do we even begin? In our first session with the LOBs, we were able to present what Genesys can do.
For Omnichannel solution, press 3.
And they were able to experience the Omnichannel journey amongst themselves through an interactive demonstration. We talk about a single solution for all the needs of your agents, operations and IT, through the workforce management and quality management on a single platform. You'll be able to see voice, digital, social on a single platform seen on the same user interface. So this is what Genesys can do, but of course, would start with a minimum viable product with IVR routing and enhancing your campaigns with a callback functionality. We are using standard routing, and along the way, we would be able to do a knowledge transfer on what other routing features are available, whether that would be the skill-based routing or the other routings that we could explore on the next phases. Then in phase two, would start introducing social channels to your VIP customers. Then in parallel, work on replacing your on-premise CRM with our recommendation of another cloud solution, a CRM with which Genesys had many success of. In the background, you would have customer success managers that would guide you in optimizing your usage, checking if the key performance indicators like service level are within the allowed threshold, and continuously provide you with insights, best practices, and training refreshers if needed.
For a resilient network and security architecture built through AWS, press 5.
Would zoom in a bit on the cloud infrastructure as requested by CTO. Genesys is built on AWS. It is not hosted. Genesys is also very transparent in its availability status. It uses microservices architecture. We may have a single application, but the activities or services within the applications are further segmented to small services. For example, login service, email service, chat service. This allows for these microservices to be independent and not affect other small services in the event downtime arise.
To get all the benefits mentioned above, press the star key. Great job for pressing star key and selecting the benefits of Genesys, your Gartner Leader customer experience platform which provides omni-channel journey to both your agents and customers. How can Genesys and Transcend Technologies help you today?
With this appointment, we will not be spending days individually installing applications to your agent workstations. We need not to worry about ordering a phone attached with a headset. All we need is a workstation compliant with specifications and required bandwidth, and your agent can work from home or work from anywhere because home is where the Wi-Fi is. As an agent, this is my leaderboard view where it says I'm out of adherence. I can view my schedule in here. So with GC3 license, we have a leaderboard functionality. It's a gamification and motivation feature where I, as a specialist, will be able to see my schedule, check my performance, and how my KPI is compared amongst my peers. This is native in Genesys. It could be used by operations to incentivize agents who are going in beyond their expected KPIs. So you can see on the screen here who is the agent who is within adherence and got the most points. So these would be the options to be selected by our acting customer. So press 1 if you want to talk about a Gartner leader, press 2 if you'd like the feature of having a faster time to market. Of course, we would like to take advantage of the benefits. We'll be pressing the star key and that call should be routed.
To get all the benefits mentioned above, press the star key.
So we have a sample call from a customer whose information is already saved. These are your normal call buttons, similar to your hard phone. So we have the mute, hold button, blind and consult transfer, as well as the end call button. An interesting feature is what we call customer journey, available in Genesys Cloud 3, where I, as the agent, will be able to see that today, Sunshine Cruise has placed X number of calls, sent an email, and also sent Facebook messages. So looking at this will help agents set the appropriate tone and be more empathetic and be able to find out what she is calling about. Did the call end? What was the duration of the call? Are there notes within the call? Likewise, you can also see that under the external contacts, if there are any notes that I could be aware of in supporting this customer. So I can see roadside assistance, call customer unable to get a hold of documents or does not understand the process. So the canned response feature is a good help to the agent. So these are the steps that I need to provide Sunshine to be able to support her on her issue with roadside assistance. One feature that will be beneficial for your agents is the callback functionality. This is to be used for scenarios when customer requires assistance, but may need time to locate the document necessary for that transaction. And with this, I will have the ability to route that particular callback to the same agent. So this is the callback administered by the system, seen as a preview. So you would notice that I would still need to click begin call to trigger the callback. And I'd proceed to showing you how messaging or social message interaction will be seen in the agent user interface. So notice that the system is providing an auto response or an acknowledgement response to the Facebook message of the customer, and it will be seen on the same user interface. Here is where I can reply to Sunshine with the documents she needs there. Likewise, it will be the same behavior on the email where the interactions will be routed as an ACD. So I have already prepared this email prior, and you would see that it will also have an auto acknowledgement response. And you would see on the left-hand side the ability of the same agent to be assisting customers in different mediums of communications.
So that ends my presentation. There will surely be follow-up sessions. Genesys with Trends and Technologies is looking forward to working with you.